Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and this is Connor.
Hey everyone.
We're going to talk about Wynonna Earp, Season 1, Episode 11. It's called Lanslide. Full spoilers for the episode as follows. Connor,
Yes,
did you enjoy this episode of Wynonna Earp?
I did. It's reliably enjoyable now.
Yeah, if I was to sum this episode up, now don't get me wrong, things were explained as they went, but there was at least a couple of times in this episode I was like, what the fuck is going on now? Um,
See, my main takeaway from the episode is just now there's two of them.
yes. Potentially, although I do think the actress playing Willa's a bit on the weak side.
A little bit.
Um,
Yeah.
Which makes me, I legitimately think she's dead by the end of the season.
Quite possibly.
I feel like if they were casting for a new, like, permanent role, admittedly they cast the guy that plays dolls, so I can't completely trust this, but if they were casting a new permanent role that would be like a regular in season 2, I would think they'd cast someone who is better. So
Yeah.
that's part of my thinking. The other part of the reason why I think she's going to die is just, I don't know. It feels like the conflict between her and Waverly, and
See, I think it's much simpler than that. Like I just said, there's two of them. Her role is kind of redundant. After they solve this little bit of conflict between her and Wynonna and stuff.
yeah, she has to go so that we're back to her being the main star of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So lots of signs telling me that she's dead by the end of the season,
Yep.
and they have to lose her all over again. Oh well. But no, the what the fuck moments for me. One, the old guy who visits Doc out in the road, and his shenanigans and teleporting back over to the car while Doc's gets a little bit like, doesn't hallucinate, but he has like a little
It's almost visiony, isn't it?
yeah, like it has a little moment where he kind of stumbles and time kind of folds in on itself for a second, and he's like, oh, he's back over in the car.
And he's like, I should drink less. Or much, much more.
yeah. Doc, as always, was amusing.
Yeah.
But ultimately, his little side plot was essentially the decision to come back to town, and essentially become a hero. I guess he gets
Yeah.
his badge back, and he's and of course someone stops him and drags him away. We don't know who that is or what that is, but the whole vision thing and the guy being weird and who the fuck is this guy? He's not a revenant because he walks past the.
I really like Doc testing him that way as well.
Yeah, it was good. Especially when he's like, "Oh look, I found them."
Yeah, it's like the second he steps over, it's like, oh, they were here the whole time.
Yeah, that was the moment where I actually knew the old guy wasn't just an old random guy because the look in his face told me he knew what he was being tested for.
Yeah, you knew exactly who it was.
Yeah, so interesting to see where that goes and who these people are, or who this guy is. It may be on his own. I don't know. Maybe he's part of.
I got the impression he was part of a group.
Yeah, I got that
I
impression.
feel
Too,
like he said we at some point.
yeah, but no. So that was Doc's plot. The other moment that had me going, what the fuck is going on, was when a team of mercenaries showed up on the farm. Now, it turned out it was what the mayor had done to try and take out dolls, but it just, when it first
Comes out
started,
of nowhere, didn't it?
it was just like, there's a team of marines with assault rifles all just, like, attacking the farm. And then Wynonna and Willa, who, by the way, have got a stash of some machine guns in their barn.
The dolls gave it to them just cause.
Yeah, just cause. But the image of them two opening the doors and then just spraying with some machine guns was like, what am I watching?
It was
What?
pretty fucking great though, wasn't it? When they cut the submachine guns and then kind of come out, it's just like, this is awesome.
It was cool, but it was like, am I watching the same show? What's going on? I'm so used to these big revolvers that, like you get one shot and then you need to wait. All these
Yeah.
automatic weapons, just weird.
Yeah. And then when Willa runs after the guy, the last one, and she starts shooting at him, it's like, you've not got the range with that gun.
Yeah, no.
Like, get your revolver out.
Yeah, no, that wasn't working. But of course, the big reveal of the episode is when she saves Bobo, because Wynonna's finally got him like away from like a gang, so she's like, okay, it's time to take this some bitch out, and Willa saves him and says that he saved her. Intriguing,
It is indeed.
especially since even if he did technically save her, like back when she was like kidnapped by the whole Seven and all that, like nothing we've seen of Bobo implies that he is anything other than an evil scumbag.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could argue he saved her right then, because the guy with the marine sort of guy had her dead, basically.
Oh, you think she was just meaning that?
And I'm saying it could be that she
All
could
right.
be talking about that,
I
maybe.
guess it could be, but this, it was the way she said it. It felt like,
Yeah, I thought that as well, but then it's like, does that feels like a twist for the sake of it, almost?
especially the fact that Bobo showed up to save her, and the fact that he reacted to seeing her, and
Yeah,
the phone made me think, oh, he already knows her fairly well
yeah, that's true.
because he knows her face. So I took it as a he saved me back then. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Yeah, no, I agree. Although I don't think it's necessarily that he knows her face. I think it's just that he sees someone using Peacemaker and goes, "Well, that's not Waverly."
yeah, maybe. That said, the anti woman, she recognised her face as
Oh, that's
well.
true.
So
I don't know how they do this. I mean,
well, I mean, she was the oldest sister, so I think she was like 12 or 13 or something like that. Was she not?
I mean, Waverly was 6 'cause she said that.
Yeah, and if there's three
Yeah,
sisters, I mean, at the very least, they have to be a year apart each.
yeah.
But they're probably more than that.
She's got to have been at least 10. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, at least, 12, I can sort of buy that you can still
Yeah,
recognise
yeah,
them.
yeah. I get it.
Especially when they've been in a cult all these years and don't really put on makeup and do their hair in different
Mm,
ways.
it's true.
So, yeah, that's my thinking there. Uh, did we enjoy the death by blowjobs that we got in this episode?
I had to cover up. Just I feel uncomfortable just watching that.
Yeah, we got these twins who apparently have been caged up for since the last what was it they called the poker thing? Ultimate Poker or something like that.
Poker Spectacular,
Poker Spectacular. That sounds more right. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
and so we get these twins and we find out earlier it's all a scam from the mayor. He gets these people to come in and then these twins kill them and they just steal all the money they brought to the game. How he keeps getting people to come back to these tournaments, I don't know if this is the if this
Yeah,
is the scam.
who's spreading the word about it like,
Yeah.
every year?
I don't know. Unless he just kills like one, takes their money, and then just has a game with the rest.
It might be because obviously, like Waverly implied that because she was going with what's her name, Hot.
Yeah,
So she implied that it's a thing that happens every year.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah. But no, that was it almost felt like a waste to kill those two off, given that they've got a very unique thing where they sort of like do the whole poison ivy hypnotize thing with their eyes. But that also the way they kill people is really. I mean, it's really grotesque, but it's also really violent and cringeworthy. It's like
it's uncomfortable.
it is. Well, I mean, as two gentlemen, it is.
Yeah,
It is quite uncomfortable. Especially since we've seen a lot more when they kill the guy in the hotel. We've
yeah,
seen a lot more of that than I thought we would have.
yeah. Me too. It's. I think the worst bit for me was like after, where she's still just there and the blood's still just
Yeah.
coming out and
Yeah,
her
because
head's still just down there.
she's out of focus in the background while the other one's on the phone. And you can just
Yeah,
you can see a lot more of it than I thought you would have.
yeah,
And I already thought it was a wee bit extreme that they implied that Bobo was getting a blowjob like a couple of scenes earlier. I thought, this is quite much for non like premium cable TV, you know. I know you don't
yeah.
see anything, but just the head going under camera and him, you know.
It makes sense in this show, I guess, because they do talk about that stuff a lot.
They do. No, I mean I'm not complaining as such. It just
It wasn't out of place. It was just still surprising.
yeah,
You're right.
it's surprising. Yeah, but yeah. Uh, only other thing to note, I guess, is the fact that Waverly doesn't seem to like Willa very much, which I thought was.
She's outright terrified of her.
Yeah, but I thought it was interesting though. I liked the whole like, when she overhears her and Wynonna talking, and Willa's all like, "Oh well, I'm back now. It's the two of us again." I'm like, "Oh, poor Waverly." Actually, the bit that really made me crack up was when Dolls is in near the start, and he's like, they're all just talking about what's going on, and like, okay, this is definitely her, and blah blah. And then Dolls is like, "Yeah, this means there's two of you now. There's two heirs." And Waverly's just in the background, and I'm like, "Come on, Dolls. Waverly's standing right there. Don't be a dick." I mean, come
Yeah,
on. Poor Waverly.
yeah. I think like Waverly implied that she was proper evil as a kid. Willa. I mean, it's pretty grim, really.
Yeah, yeah. Dead by the end of the season. I'm saying
Yeah,
it.
probably.
I'm saying it. So, that's Wynonna Earp. Let us know what you thought in the comments below, as always, and like and subscribe and all that jazz. It helps us out a lot. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.